Doris is my character. She's a costume supervisor, and I think you can already see that with the costumes in the show that she's someone who knows style and fashion and costumes really well, which was something that like really drew me to the character as someone who loves fashion. But also, what I really loved about her is how she's managed to forge a path for herself in the film industry doing what she loves. I don't think I've ever seen a character like that. See like a trans woman being represented like that, someone who is so confident and like in charge of what they do and so good at what they do and just confident about life. And I was like, she felt like someone I would love to be someday in my own chosen profession. So it was just a privilege for this to be my first film role. Going to the movies as a trans woman have been like very frustrating a lot of times, because when you finally get to see characters on screen, you just feel like, I don't recognize this, or yeah, some of the things they show on screen we do go through, but it's not all we go through. A lot of times we only see like the struggles that trans people go through, and it's like, yeah, those struggles exist and we don't need to minimize them, but we have full lives. It's more than just struggle. There's a lot of queer joy and trans joy out there, and people doing well in life and all going through both. And I think if my story, my personal story, was to be diluted or shrunk into just my struggle, it would just paint a life that's not full. And I feel like with Doris, just the minute you see her, just before she opens her mouth, you can just know there's a full life there. And when she starts talking about her experiences and what she's been through and where she is now and what she's overcome and the things she's compromising on, you just know, okay, this is a real person, not just a caricature or a stereotype or a statistic or just something that wasn't fully fleshed out. She's a three-dimensional character. I've had situations where I've been offered opportunities to play trans characters in other stuff, and I will read it and I would tell myself, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to add to this type of representation. There will be times where I really needed the job, but I wouldn't take it on because I felt like I've seen that already and it's not pushing the narrative forward. When I read this, I was like, okay, this is something I would want my name attached to and something I would never be ashamed of being part of. I think this is refreshing, and I know my trans friends will love to see this character. They'll like breathe a huge sigh of relief and also know that I made the right choice. I didn't want to disappoint them as well. They know I'm very critical of characters I play. So when they sit down to watch this, they'll be like, I know Asiya made the right choice, and then they'll watch it and be like, yeah, we're proud of our friend for doing this. I think what I loved about it is Doris is already established. You see her and you know this is someone with her own life outside of Jamie. Usually when you see friend, it's like that friend only revolves to like serve the main character. It's like they don't have a life of their own. She's established, she has her own career, and she's like telling him that he can do it because she has done it herself in her own lane. That serves as an inspiration to Jamie. I love seeing friendships in real life and on screen. Like some of the movies that have stayed with me the longest are movies about friends and that bond, and I don't think it's given much attention in cinema as much as romantic love is. So to get to do something like this, and it was just so beautiful to just focus on like a relationship like this and get to build a chemistry with Erasm. It was so lovely to get to play best friends, and I think a lot of the times friends are the people that stay constant in our lives. You can be single from relationships or whatever like that, but you always have friends. And I think this film celebrates friendship and how important they are and how you keep the ones you love close, and when they're down, you encourage them to get back up. I really love their relationship. I love that they coordinate without thinking too much of it, and they show like they're in similar colors, and they're also people from two different backgrounds, but it shows that friendship isn't about how similar you are or how much you look alike or coming from the same place. It's just like a connection of souls. For me, this is very realistic that these two are friends. I have no doubt about it. The experience on set was so lovely. It was, everyone loved what they're doing, and I realized like makeup, the assistant directors, to the co-stars, to the extras, to the director himself, everyone was just in love with what they were doing and were taking it seriously, having fun at the same time. And it just was a lovely experience to be part of for a day. I'll always remember it. I remember there was a point, me and Erasm, the lead actor, we were just like, we can't believe this is happening to us. We were like, we were on a rooftop on a real movie scene with extras. We were like, let's take it in. And I was like, okay, I took a deep breath, took it in, and yeah, what a lovely first experience on the film set.